There are people whose attention makes you forget what you know. One glance from them, and your own voice hardens in your throat. You rehearse yourself before speaking. You leave the room feeling less alive, as if some part of you has been turned to stone. That is the territory of Medusa. Not a diagnosis. Not a claim that another person is a monster. A symbolic pattern. The petrifying gaze is what happens when another person's judgment becomes so absolute inside you that movement feels dangerous. Carl Jung called projection the tendency to meet something outside us that is also active, unrecognized, within us. Projection does not mean our perceptions are false. It means an encounter can carry more psychic force than the visible facts alone explain. The face before us may be real. The terror, fascination, or helplessness it awakens can also contain an older story. Medusa gives that story a face. In the oldest Greek accounts, Medusa is one of the three Gorgons, and the only mortal sister. Her image was not merely decorative horror. Greek artists placed the Gorgon's head on shields, temples, and vessels as an apotropaic sign, a frightening image used to ward off danger. The face that terrifies can also guard a threshold. The best-known story sends Perseus after her head. He cannot meet her eyes directly. With Athena's polished shield, he approaches by reflection. He looks sideways. He does not defeat the Gorgon through a contest of staring. He needs a surface that gives distance, an angle that breaks the spell. That detail matters. When you are seized by a gaze, direct argument often fails. The inner prosecutor has already made the courtroom. Your body tightens before evidence arrives. You may overexplain, become pleasing, become silent, or become cold. None of these reactions prove weakness. They are attempts to survive an inner freezing. The myth does not tell us to become Perseus in the simple modern sense, slay the difficult person, cut off the feeling, collect a trophy. Myths are older and stranger than our slogans. The Gorgon's face continues to have power after the encounter. Athena wears it on her aegis. The dangerous image is not erased. It is given a place, a boundary, and a new relation to power. This is close to the psychological work of withdrawing projection. Not denying the injury. Not declaring yourself innocent of every fear. It means asking, what exactly am I seeing? What do I imagine this person can do to me? What part of myself did I abandon before they even spoke? The answer may lead outward. Some environments are genuinely humiliating. Some authority figures punish, mock, or manipulate. A symbolic reading must never be used to explain away harm or demand that someone endure it. Distance, support, and clear limits are sometimes the most intelligent response. But the answer may also lead inward, toward an image you have carried for years. Perhaps you learned early that being noticed was dangerous. Perhaps admiration became a demand. Perhaps anger was treated as ugliness. Perhaps you were rewarded for being easy to read and easy to manage. Then a critical glance in the present can awaken an entire ancient court. Medusa is the instant when that court fixes you in place. There is another reason her face unsettles us. The Gorgon is frontal. In much ancient art, she looks directly outward, not safely away into the picture. She does not consent to being merely observed. The viewer is implicated. That makes her useful as a mythic mirror for our own habit of turning people into surfaces for our fear, desire, disgust, or idealization. Think of the person you call intimidating. What is it about them that seems unbearable? Their poise? Their anger? Their beauty? Their refusal? Their need? The quality that freezes you may be a quality you have exiled from your own life. This is not a verdict. It is a question. The psyche often hides an unlived capacity inside a hostile image. That is why the shield is more useful than a weapon. Reflection creates a third position. A journal can be a shield. So can a trusted conversation, a walk after an encounter, or the plain act of naming what happened in the body. My chest closed. I rushed to please. I imagined contempt. I did not ask for clarification. I left myself before anyone else could reject me. Notice the difference between reflection and rumination. Rumination repeats the gaze. It tries to win a trial that never ends. Reflection turns the image slightly. It asks what the experience means, what boundary is needed, and what small movement remains possible. The sky keeps a related reminder. The constellation Perseus carries the star Algol, whose traditional Arabic name is often translated as the demon's head. Astronomically, Algol is an eclipsing binary system. Its brightness changes as one star passes in front of the other from our viewpoint. The mythic name belongs to human imagination, the eclipse belongs to orbital geometry. Both teach the same humility. What we see is shaped by position. Your first view of yourself beneath another person's judgment is not necessarily the whole truth. A shadow can cross the light. It can also pass. So the return from Medusa is not forced confidence. It is the recovery of motion. Look indirectly at the pattern. Make the feared image specific. Ask whether the danger is present, remembered, or both. If a boundary is required, make it. If a voice has been exiled, give it one sentence. If you are tempted to turn another person into a monster, pause long enough to see the human face beneath your projection. The Gorgon guards the place where fear becomes image. You do not have to stare it down. You have to find the reflective surface that lets you see without becoming stone. Then take one small, honest step while the image is still visible. Whose gaze are you still carrying when no one is looking? Know the pattern. Enter the depths.